Welcome to The Explainer. Now, let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you been feeling just spiritually exhausted lately? Like you're constantly running on this endless treadmill, just trying so hard to make your life, your relationships, or your faith work out? Well, take a deep breath. Honestly, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into some source material that offers what it calls a direct lifeline for that exact kind of weariness. It maps out a really profound yet completely practical blueprint for genuine spiritual rest and transformation. So let's just jump right in.
The text kicks things off by asking us to take a really honest look at our daily lives with one simple question. Are you living as a funnel or a fountain? We're starting right there with this core premise because honestly, it hits at the very root of so much of our daily exhaustion. The framework here suggests that the vast majority of us, without even realizing it, are operating exactly like a funnel. You know, we take in resources, energy, patience, and it just drains right out the bottom, leaving us completely empty and constantly begging for more. But as we'll see, the material outlines a completely different way to operate.
So let's compare these two distinct mindsets. First up is the funnel. This represents autonomous effort, doing it all yourself. It absorbs, it begs, and man, it absolutely exhausts you. The text actually compares this to walking through your normal everyday life wearing these incredibly heavy, dirty rags of slavery. Just imagine how tiring that would be. But in stark contrast, we have the fountain mindset, which the text refers to as operating as a royal priest. Think about it. A fountain doesn't try to flow, right? It doesn't stress out about it. It simply overflows from a limitless source. It rests, it gives life, it operates from a completely divine nature, and it's pictured here as wearing this beautiful tunic of pure light.
So you might be wondering, why on earth does human life default to that exhausting funnel? Well, the text traces this default setting all the way back to the beginning. It states, and I quote, "The curse of Adam is, you're on your own." According to this blueprint, that right there is the foundational lie of human life. We walk around believing we are completely on our own to earn our keep, fix our own problems, and manage all our stress through our own sweat and sheer willpower. But constantly trying to make do or begging the universe for just a little bit of help, that only feeds that endless, exhausting funnel cycle. It's the curse of autonomous effort.
Now, to break out of that, the math presented in this concept is pretty incredible. It is 100% divine power and 0% human effort. Zero. The material really reassures readers here, this is absolutely not some new set of religious rules that you need to try harder at. True freedom, as outlined in the text, is a completely monergistic operation. And that's just a fancy word meaning it's 100% a divine work. The whole premise is that God isn't asking for your exhausting human effort to fix things. Instead, it just asks for complete surrender, so the divine can step in and do the work entirely. To get there, the source maps out this overarching narrative arc using 4 sequential steps to absolute freedom. Step 1, remain in His Word. Step 2, learn from Him. Step 3, know truth. And finally, Step 4, be free. Now, notice the specific order here. The text makes a strong argument that you cannot just forcefully skip right to Step 4, right? You can't just snap your fingers and magically be free from exhaustion. You have to actually walk this journey. And it all starts with simply taking God at His word and letting Him teach you. And to walk that journey, the text introduces us to the operator of this entire process, the Albacea. This is a really fascinating term. It represents the Holy Spirit operating as the sole legal surgeon of the heart. Remember that 0% human effort we literally just talked about? Well, the Albacea performs a divine surgery that requires absolutely zero effort from the patient. This operator is the one who goes in, dismantles all those lies of the old nature, and installs the truth of the new one. The text notes that the Albacea really just needs one single thing from us, our legal authorization to proceed. Okay, so what does this surgery actually look like? Well, the source gives us the architectural blueprint of this journey into freedom. The Albacea executes 4 very precise operations of truth: revelation, reproof, correction, and instruction. The material really emphasizes that this isn't some vague, super mystical experience. No, it's presented as a highly structured, legal, and spiritual process. And it's designed to permanently shift someone from that exhausting funnel into a life-giving fountain. Let's break down exactly what happens inside that operating room. First up, we have operations 1 and 2, revelation and reproof. In the first operation, revelation, the Albacea illuminates the mind. The analogy here is basically like turning on the lights to show someone this massive, incredible inheritance they already possess. And obviously, once that bright light is on, the shadows become super obvious, right? Which leads us right into Operation 2, reproof.
Using three powerful convictions, sin, righteousness, and judgment, the Albacea completely destroys the lie of autonomous effort. You know those exhausting, heavy rags of the funnel life we talked about? The text explains they are legally dismantled and completely stripped away right here.
But the absolutely crucial point is what happens next. Operation 3 is correction, and this really serves as the climax of the entire surgery. The material asks us to picture a patient here, not as someone fighting a big battle, but just resting peacefully on an operating table. The individual is now a totally blank canvas, perfectly clean, metaphorically wearing a tunic of pure, radiant white light. And in this state of absolute rest, the Albacea inscribes the new code, the actual divine promise, directly onto the living tables of the heart. It's described as a total, completely peaceful transplant of logic.
Which brings us to what the text calls the yes of faith. It involves making this definitive declaration: I renounce, I authorize, I receive. And what's super interesting is how the material frames this. It's not at all a religious promise to quote-unquote do better tomorrow. It's actually framed as signing a definitive legal contract. The individual is consciously rejecting the resistance of the old lie, completely handing over the responsibility, and legally authorizing the surgeon to do the heavy lifting.
So once that new code is written, the patient steps off the table and right into Operation 4, instruction. The process doesn't just end in the surgery room. Now, the individual steps back into modern, everyday life, back to their job, their family, their community. But the text promises a complete and total shift. They are now operating as a completely free royal priest, wearing these resplendent, glorious garments of authority. Instead of just barely surviving the day, they are actively manifesting the new life that was just installed in them.
And this manifestation takes the form of 12 distinct virtues, ranging from love and joy to peace and patience, all the way down to holiness. According to this blueprint, here is the real mind-blowing shift. A person no longer has to use their own willpower to suppress bad behavior or fake being a quote-unquote good person. Because the Albacea installed a brand new nature, they now effortlessly overflow with these 12 divine virtues. They have actually become the continuous fountain. When the pressure is on, patience and peace simply spill out. It's natural.
Now, this isn't just some ethereal, glowing concept that sounds nice in theory. This new identity grounds itself practically across 4 distinct spheres of our daily, modern lives. Spiritually, it's about resting in a completely unbroken relationship with God. Socially, it transforms our relationships and communities through the natural overflow of all those virtues. Economically, the individual operates under limitless kingdom provision, so they're no longer stressed out by the funnel's mindset of scarcity. And politically, they serve as a facilitator, using their newfound authority to advance others. It's a comprehensive framework for delivering life 24/7. Wow. Okay, we've covered a massive journey through this source material today, so we're going to leave you with the central tension presented by this framework. Will you continue to absorb, beg, and exhaust yourself as a funnel, endlessly relying on your own sweat? Or will you authorize the surgeon and finally rest as you flow as a living fountain? The blueprint suggests the operating table is ready and waiting, but ultimately, the choice of how you're going to operate tomorrow is entirely up to you.